Hello, visuals. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another edition of the Vision. What the fuck did I just say? Another edition of the Vision Guys ramble on, talking absolute shit like we do on a daily basis podcast. Where, as you can probably tell, it sounds a little bit better because I'm not stood in the kitchen. I'm in my bedroom. You're in the bed. Somebody fucking cringed down. We're in the bedroom because Chris cannot come down again this weekend because he's, well, obviously he told you last week, he is now a daddy. So he's obviously, not, you guys are important, but I feel like we can all say to him, it's fair enough. You've got maybe bigger priorities to sort out and whatnot. So any decisions going forward involving like the dad stuff, obviously that has to be the shit that comes first and stuff. So well, without Chris this week, you unfortunately just have my annoying, horrible, fucking droning on, rambly voice. And for the entertainment news, I'm recording this one first and I'll do the entertainment news because I want to talk all about sinners and that, and I can't wait. But yeah, so it's just me. Sorry, if you want to turn off now, it's absolutely fine. I will not be offended. But what have I got? I need to start off with, right, visuals. I don't know what your ideal sort of time out is, or sort of, you know, time off work, or your ideal week. That's what I'm trying to get at you. Sorry, I am on my squeaky chair as well. So if I make a bit too much squeaky noise, it's probably better than my voice noise. So as I quickly move some shit on my table, I'm trying to do a bit of rearranging. I'm trying to get a little bit more sorted and tight. Oh, fuck off. Stop being a dick. Do you know what my first world problems are? The fact that whenever we do podcasts, I want to sit and have a fag. But I don't smoke inside the house, only in the kitchen. So that's not going to happen. But yeah, whatever you call like an amazing like time of your life, whether that be, I went abroad and did a holiday here and I spent New Year's doing this, or we were doing that, you know, just shit like that. My ultimate weekend consists of entertainment, really, like films and shit like that, and ideally building a bit of Lego or some shit. And I had one of the best weekends of my entire life. We got new entertainment shit dropping in the form of like Star Wars at Disney. We saw was it just Star Wars Celebration in Japan? I can't remember what it was now. We saw Pedro and everybody there, and we got a couple of little, I think they were just leaked bits of footage and images of Mandalorian and Grogu. It's cool. We saw Sigourney Weaver and shit, so that was awesome. We got WrestleMania 41. How do we feel about WrestleMania 41? Because I've heard a lot of people saying it was a weak Mania and this was crap, and I feel like a lot of people are maybe a little bit annoyed, myself a little bit included, because of the fact that there was not many surprises. It was just the storylines and the straight up just pure wrestling, which is fine. But for WrestleMania, you kind of do want to sprinkle a little bit of surprise and glitz and glamour over it. So it was a little bit lackluster in surprises and stuff. But I think all around it was a really good show. I enjoyed the Cody match and Cena match, apart from fucking Travis Scott. Loved all the triple threats that took place. Loved the Fatal 4-Way. Loved LA Knight. I didn't hate Trish and Charlotte. Again, without being backstage and knowing what the actual crack is, I feel like that was just Charlotte trying to make it as hard and as horrible as she possibly could. I could be wrong there, but from what you hear from like backstage and shit, it definitely gives them sort of vibes. But I think overall the show was cool and fun, and I had a good time with it. So I watched a lot of wrestling. We had the Raw after SmackDown, the Raw after WrestleMania, which was fucking phenomenal. Cena and Randy Orton lacing their boots in a rivalry once again. We saw Dominic beating Penta. We saw shit unveiled with like Becky Lynch and shit, and Lyra Valkyria. It was argument. To me, it might be a bit of a hot take. In fact, it's not even a hot take. I've seen a few people say it, but the Raw might have been better than the WrestleMania. But maybe not. To start off the weekend, we had the unbelievable film that was Sinners. I won't harp on too much about that, because if you listen to the entertainment news, you would have heard me harp on about that shitloads anyway, because it was a film that fucking changed my life. I say it changed my life. My life's still the same, but it feels like it changed my life. Kicking that off before that, we had Daredevil ending phenomenally. We had Andor starting a few days after like WrestleMania on the weekend, all that kind of shit. Andor being fucking amazing. I've really enjoyed it. It's the only thing that I'm not massive on. I didn't really care for the weird rave wedding. That was a bit mad and whatnot. We also saw the death of Joel. And again, I won't harp on about it too much, because I hopefully will have spoke about it in the entertainment news and shit like that. But that episode didn't sort of flush out how I expected it to. And the bits that hit us didn't quite hit us the same as other bits and whatnot. Again, I've went into details, the entertainment news. Go listen to that if you haven't already, because I'll probably talk more than that. We built our Lego Shire. It looks beautiful. It looks awesome. The only shit thing is the weird shit tree behind Bilbo. It's a very lackluster, extremely ugly tree. Obviously, all the other design implements and design time and effort went into actually, because it's not really the Shire, it's Bag End. It went into all that kind of stuff, and the tree behind Bilbo is just very, yeah. I have seen some people do some custom shit and upgrade it in their own little way online, which is really cool. So, yeah. I'm sat looking at it now. It's a very, very ugly tree. What else went down? I spoke a little bit on Dan's Talking Crap. I don't know why I should advertise Dan's Talking Crap when I'm doing a solo Visual Guys episode, because it's the same fucking shit. But I spoke more about them weird lights over in Canada, eh? In Vancouver, Canada, eh? My horrible fucking accent. That were a bit... Yeah, I don't like when people release stuff or images or videos, because then you get a few of them, and I start to get confused. So is this legit? Is this a mass fucking... Is this a load of people who've got together today? Should we just try and make some videos that the world watches, and we'll clickbait everybody, and we'll just, like, fucking make everybody believe? It confuses the life out of us. I don't know. It freaks me out, because I don't know who's talking shit and whatnot. But yeah, some weird lights over in Canada. They were on my mind for a little bit. Because I don't know if I'm one of the people that if I saw something weird, I think I'd be too slow to get my phone out to record it. And then I'd have to just go and tell the stories like, oh, fucking Dan's back telling us weird fucking tales of seeing the boogeymen and shit like that. I think I'd be far too fucking slow, but that was another weird thing that happened. That's got nothing to do with my amazing weekend. The amazing weekend shit was just the amazing weekend and stuff. Oh, do you know what else happened? Do you know what fucking else happened that blew my mind? They were advertised a little while ago, but we've now got our hands on them. They haven't arrived yet. We got the Ed and Eddie Funko Pops. Ed and Eddie. Jesus, I don't know if it was the nostalgia of me, but as soon as I saw them, like, it's like young Dan was at the wheel for a second. He just took full control because fuck me, Ed and Eddie was one of my favourite cartoons growing up. Cartoon Network would be an amazing anyway, getting from school and you chuck your bag down and you'd quickly do all the bits you need to do, sit down, have your couple of slices of toast and a little cup of tea or whatever, because at the time I drank tea when I was like fucking 6, 7, 8 or whatever it was. Watching Ed and Eddie, just having the time of your life. You heard that about that? It's amazing. And now that we've got the Funkos, I'm going to, at some point in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to redo the series. I don't think there's that many episodes anyway. I think there's only a handful of episodes. I'm going to redo them all because they're just fucking phenomenal and amazing. But Ed and Eddie, yeah. Funko, you already have my money anyway. But the fact that you can pull on the nostalgia strings, and nostalgia is a fucking powerful drug. I'm going to have to get some Ed and Eddie shit and whatnot, aren't I? I've got a couple of little notes, stuff that I wanted to check out there. I'll tell you what, we'll leave that at the end. What the fuck have I written there? See from almost over. Oh, the fuck. I've put season almost over. Yeah, and it's not so much the football crack there, visuals, because you don't really care about... Well, I think that... I don't think a few of you care about football. It's it's going back more to the time thing. It's how excited you get for the start of the season. Season comes, season's over. I know, dog. Season's over and done with. Then the summer will happen, transfers will happen, and then they come back. It just freaks me the shit out how quickly it all rolls around and how quickly it's over. What are you trying to get, you little bastard? Dog sneaking around for something. There's nothing up here for you. He loves bringing his bowl up with full of food and dropping them all down the stairs, so... He's going to eat some of his money. Why are you just taking one and walking? I mean, it's guessing you're not Gannet of a dog. You can leave food and come back to it, but just fucking eat it. Absolute donut dog. Because I heard somewhere ages ago, apparently if dogs wolf down their food or whatever, it's because they're paranoid or they're scared it's going to be taken away from them or some shit. But because he just constantly gets whatever the fuck he wants, I'm assuming he knows, I don't know, leave it there, no one else going to eat it. And then if it is all gone, I know Dan's going to share with me his fucking dinner and that anyway. Yeah, you big fat saggy bastards. Don't start messing up your toys and that. I'm going out soon. Where are we at? Yeah, the season nearly being over. It adds more stuff to my little weird fucking obsession I've got with time passing and freaking me out and me hating that. God, I chose the wrong seat to sit on, didn't I? I should have laid on the bed. Made it a bit sexy. Oh, stop being so fucking cringe. Jesus Christ. Being a cringy little bastard. I've got a little thing down for heat because I went to the shop the other day to get some fags. Oh my God, it was so hot. But I don't need to ramble about heat because all you have guys hear is me talk about heat and this year anyway. Fucking heat and what am I saying? Time going too frigging quick. I'm supposed to start my clean and my rearrange, and we have not started. It's a nightmare. It's a pain in the ass. Everywhere's getting chaotic and out of hand, and it's just fucking stuff. It's so beautiful, right? I love having a problem of having too much cool shit to put in places. Figures, Funkos, Lego, Pokemon shit. And I'm looking around going, where do I put into this? Where do I rearrange? I don't know. And I just look at it going... And I get stuck because I look at it all and I'm like, this is all just amazing. I just don't stare at it and not sort of like planning out where stuff could go or you could go there, this could be put there. I do need to start, even if I do a couple of shelves a day or whatever, I do desperately need to fucking start. I will pay somebody, not very much because I'm broke, some funds to come rearrange and fully dust and fully clean my house. That would be very much appreciated. Dog, why do you always do this with your toys? He digs his toys out, lays them everywhere, and I have to go full on friggin' police with his toys, because he chucks them under couches, on the beds, that you can't find them, and he sits and cries for ages because he's lost them under the couch. But I'm like, oh, what the fuck's happened here? And it's not really, he's lost it another part of the couch, but he's forgotten, he's just got to that part, and it's like, yeah, you fucking donut, little shithead dog. No, what the big thing that I wanted to leave to the end is like the weird online shit that's happening at the minute. Like, a lot of you. Oh, quick shout out to us as well. We're not quite there, but I've not really been paying too much attention. But we are slowly embarking on hitting the 1,000 visual mark. We're at the time of recording, it can easily drop. It can easily go up as well. We're sat at 942, which is just fucking awesome. But by the end of the year, the rate we're going, there's a slight chance we might hit that 1,000 mark one day, which would be friggin' sick. And then I can start earning like 30 cents per video, and I can retire, providing I want to live off like rice for the rest of my life. But we're nearly at 1,000, so thank you for hitting us at that 942 mark. We need to do more celebration shit. I've got so bad at showing my appreciation and being like, thank you so much, everybody. Like, people like Thomas over from America, somebody's been chatting in the comments quite a lot about all kinds of things. And it's cool to listen to people like that and hear from people like that, and it's unique takes on life and unique versions of life and all that kind of shit. And it's quite weird as well. I was thinking about this the other day. We have she hasn't been on for a while. There's somebody used to come on again from America called Amber, and she's I think, again, I don't want to speak for people because I don't know if I'm speaking right or not, but I think she's politically aligned on the right, from what I could tell anyway. And I'm just assuming, I'm just guessing here. We have Thomas, who I think is politically aligned on the left. I think anyway, I could be wrong. They're the vibes I get anyhow. But if they are, I was thinking the other day, I was like, that's quite mad because the left and right are always arguing and, you know, shouting over stuff and this and that, and the disagreements everywhere. But yet, if they are, and it depends how far they are on each side, because again, this is all speculation talking, but if they are, it's quite cool that two people from two different points of views of life and like walks of life and shit have found like this common ground and listened to me talk absolute fucking nonsense and bullshit. I quite like that, and I think it's quite funny and cool and shit. It's like, well, if we could all sit and listen to the fucking moron talk about Pokemon cards and shit, then surely we could just sit and have a crack about actual important stuff. I don't know, it just sort of hit me, and I thought there was some sort of like little bit of life poetry and life poetry, you fucking cringy bastard. But no, I want to go to the the weird shit that's been happening. We've had a time travel recently in the form of Content Cop coming back, arguing with iDubbbz. But it's more specifically the weird IRL shit. The weird, that stands for in real life streamers. I think that's what it stands for anyway. The people like, what's his name? Vitaly? Is it Vitaly? Not Vitaly. Is it Vitaly? The Russian guy, whatever the fuck he is. We had that, I think it's Nico over in like a lot of Asian countries and Japan and South Korea and shit. Just doing a lot of, like, I'm silly and annoying and weird, but I feel like I've got a good awareness to say, I shouldn't maybe do this here. I shouldn't say that while I'm here. I shouldn't do this. A lot of it you shouldn't just say in fucking general, but if you are going to say some shit that you shouldn't say, maybe just say it behind closed doors, because fucking if you've got nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. Type of crack. But again, I think it's fucking Anise, whatever the fuck his name is. He's done a lot of weird shit and a lot of crazy shit, going into like places and just being extremely racist and horrible and all that kind of shit. And it's not nice, and it's cool, and it's obviously it's mad anyway, because the dude, I think anyway, that the dude he looks to be black. So it's like, well, come on, hopefully you haven't, but surely you've heard stories, especially you being from America, of certain cases and moments of racism and all that kind of shit. Why would you go somewhere else and do the exact same sort of shit? It just kind of feels weird and dumb and fucking over the top and stupid. Like they go to these amazing countries, like, and as well, again, this is speculation. I don't just want to start chucking stereotypes out there, but the Asian countries seem to have a lot of hospitality and patience and, you know, kindness and all this kind of stuff, especially with foreigners coming over and, you know, welcoming them. Again, I see a lot of stuff on Japan, so to me, I think this is true. But they welcome a lot of foreigners over and they give them a lot of time and effort, and you know, they always seem like respectful and shit. I don't think they give a fuck about anybody going over there and being a bit weird and over the top and singing like, Pikachu and all that shit. But like the shit they were doing about, I think he went to Hiroshima or Nagasaki and he was shouting bomb, or this bomb was getting shouted in one of his live streams. And it's like, oh, come on, man. That's like, what the fuck is the need in that? One, you're just taking a piss of shit that's happened in the past, like horrible shit. But second of all, like, you're on public transport and there's somebody shouting bomb, especially in like a world that we live in now where places and transport and that does quite often get attacked and shit like that. And what are you doing? So, but I think he's facing repercussions and stuff, and he's going to be going by the looks of it, he's going to be serving some jail time. We had Pokemon the other day getting a load of shit because she said something about we don't like rich people, and people are annoyed at her for that because like, well, you're rich. And I think, again, I don't know the full story. I'm not going to go down a Pokemon route because I have nothing against her, but I don't particularly like her, I don't particularly hate her. She exists. I'm assuming the point she was getting at is like the 1% rich, the elite. I can only assume, I'm guessing, so don't take that as literal gossip, or just take that as me assuming. Even though you shouldn't assume, because assuming makes an ass out of you and me. No, what's his name? I'm sure it's Vitali. Is it? The guy that was doing weird shit like framing, well, not framing, but getting nonces and having them turn up to stuff and having police there, but like saying, I'll do a challenge. If you do this challenge, you can leave and all this shit. He even had Akon there at one point. But he went over to, he's been doing a few countries as well, but he went over to the Philippines and he started doing some extremely bullshit stuff. Like he went up to a woman, she's walking through like a park or whatever it is, like some little bit. And she's thinking, she sort of looks at me and goes, if you don't fucking stop us, I'm going to rob you. It's like, why the fuck would you randomly shout that to some woman walking on her own? He harassed like a security guard. He's getting on people's mopeds and trying to steal. I don't think he actually is. I think he's just trying to be as obnoxious and loud and over the top as he can be. So it's just like crazy content because it gets the views in and it gets the attention and shit. But he's been that much of a prick. He's been arrested, and the Filipino president or prime minister, whatever it is over there, is basically saying, hey, it's standing for this shit. We're going to make a proper example of him and all that kind of shit. And it could be up to 3 years till he even sees a trial, which it looks like he's probably going to get time for as well. But like they give you the conditions where there's going to be no air conditioning. They get something like $1 a day, shared cells and all this kind of stuff. He might have literally just completely ruined his life for a few views and clicks online. So, I mean, it good for him. Not good for him, but good for the people giving it to him, because it's what he fucking deserves. Going, like I said, I don't think most of the world mind you being a bit silly, a bit over the top, a bit like, hey, look at me, silly. But like when it's completely in people's faces or over the top or extremely obnoxious or physically or in some way, shape or form affecting somebody. Like I don't think, again, if I went to Japan and I did a vlog and I got back from the Pugwood Centre, I'm sat on some public transport filming myself going, oh my God, I've been to the Pugwood Centre, look, I've got a little Charizard plush, get in. And I'm sort of doing this shit. I don't think they would give a shit. They might, if I was being loud, they might say, could you keep it down a little bit? Which again, that would be fair enough. But I don't think anybody gives a shit about that sort of stuff. But like I said, when you're going over doing this shit, it's far too much. It's just what the fuck you doing. Sort your shit out. I'm glad people are making an example out of you, because it's just not on. It's not fair and it's not nice. But yeah, IRL streamers, they're going crazy. Anyway, we had that little dude not long ago crashed like an expensive car and his cameraman got fucked up. And he's like, hey, just film. And his cameraman's fucking bleeding. And he's thinking, you know, got more important things you should be cracking on with instead of just filming. You've just been in a car crash. It's weird how we've sort of come to this. It sounds a little bit hypocritical because obviously I'm doing stuff that I hope gets views and likes and attention and shit, because I'm doing a video and uploading it to YouTube. But I wouldn't do this at the expense of somebody getting hurt. Well, again, you could probably maybe hurt somebody because of stuff that we say, not intentional because we say something they disagree with or some shit. But like, I'm not out there and fucking going nuts or whatever. I'd like to go out there and be silly and have fun, because again, there's sometimes you could dress up as a fucking mascot and be like, hey, I'm gonna pretend to scare you. Oh, cool, got a bit scared, and you crack on with life. But the shit they're doing is just a different friggin' level. But yeah, the stuff that people are willing to do and how far they're going to go because they've got literally zero talent just for a bit of views and stuff. Look at me causing some fucking... Maybe this is what I need. Maybe I should do some call-outs and get some YouTube beef. Maybe that's how we eventually blow up one day, starting some drama. I don't know who, because any drama people start would win, because all they need to go is say, listen, you're 32, you wear Eric Cartman PJs, and you're surrounded by toys, go sort your life out. But to me, that's winning. But I think they would get the most W's out of that because it's all they need to say. And I'd be like, yeah, you're great. And my insults would be stupid, like, well, at least I'm not a cunt. And that's it. That's all my fucking insults would be. But anyway, visuals, we'll leave it there because I need to record the entertainment news. Like I said, I'm heading out soon. And I've got a lot to talk about entertainment-wise, but visuals. Thank you so much for listening. Hopefully Chris will be back next week. And please remember to always keep being you and keep on keeping on.